What if I told you that the CIA has overthrown democratically elected governments around the world, and many of those coups remain buried in forgotten history? The true extent of these covert operations is only beginning to come to light, revealing a pattern of intervention that has shaped the destiny of nations. Join me now as we delve into the shadows of history to uncover the truth behind these clandestine coups. Our journey begins in 1953, in the sun-baked land of Iran. At its helm stood Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, a charismatic leader who dared to challenge the established order. Mossadegh's ambition was simple yet profound: to nationalize Iran's oil industry, wresting control from the grip of foreign powers, primarily Britain. The CIA, in collusion with British intelligence, orchestrated Operation Ajax, a covert operation designed to remove Mossadegh from power. Propaganda flooded the streets of Tehran, painting Mossadegh as a communist sympathizer. Bribes exchanged hands, infiltrating the ranks of government officials. The streets of Tehran became a stage for carefully orchestrated chaos. Hired mobs clashed with supporters of the government. Amidst the turmoil, the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, was waiting in the wings. On August 19, 1953, Mossadegh's government crumbled. The prime minister was arrested, his hopes for a truly independent Iran dashed. The Shah, now firmly back in control, ushered in an era of authoritarian rule. A year later, the scene shifts to Guatemala, where another democratically elected leader faced the wrath of covert intervention. Jacobo Arbenz, a progressive reformer, dared to challenge the dominance of the United Fruit Company. Arbenz's land reform policies struck a nerve in Washington. The United Fruit Company lobbied for Arbenz's removal, portraying him as a communist threat. Operation PBSUCCESS, authorized by President Eisenhower, was set in motion. The CIA began training and arming a rebel force under Colonel Carlos Castillo Armas. Anti-government propaganda filled the airwaves, sowing fear and confusion. Faced with mounting pressure, Arbenz resigned in June 1954. In the aftermath, Castillo Armas assumed power, ushering in a brutal dictatorship. Our journey takes us now to the heart of Africa, to the newly independent nation of Congo. It is 1960, and the euphoria of liberation from Belgian colonial rule fills the air. From this maelstrom emerged Patrice Lumumba, a charismatic leader who embodied the aspirations of a nation yearning for self-determination. Elected as Congo's first prime minister, Lumumba's vision for an independent and prosperous Congo soon attracted the attention of Cold War rivals. The United States, wary of Lumumba's perceived socialist leanings, saw him as a threat. The CIA, under Allen Dulles, began to view Lumumba as a dangerous wild card. Belgian mining companies, eager to retain their grip on Congo's vast mineral wealth, also conspired against him. On January 17, 1961, Patrice Lumumba was assassinated. The circumstances of his death remain shrouded in mystery, but evidence suggests a conspiracy involving both Congolese rivals and foreign powers. In the power vacuum, Mobutu Sese Seko emerged, ruling Congo with an iron fist for over 3 decades. Mobutu's regime was characterized by corruption, brutality, and the plundering of the nation's wealth. Our final destination takes us to Chile, where in 1973, a democratically elected socialist government met a tragic end. Salvador Allende, a physician and lifelong socialist, had come to power promising a peaceful transition to socialism. Allende's policies were met with fierce opposition from the Chilean right wing and their allies in Washington. The Nixon administration authorized the CIA to secretly undermine his government. The CIA began funneling money to opposition groups, destabilizing the Chilean economy. On September 11, 1973, the Chilean military, led by General Augusto Pinochet, launched a coup d'état. Tanks rolled through Santiago, and Allende, refusing to abandon his post, died defending his government. In the aftermath, Pinochet established a brutal dictatorship that lasted for 17 years. These operations, hidden from public view for so long, were not isolated incidents. They formed a pattern of intervention, a global strategy during the Cold War, to control foreign governments and stop the spread of communism. The consequences of these interventions continue to reverberate to this day. Civil wars, dictatorships, and generations of suffering stand as grim testaments to the human cost of these covert operations. History doesn't always appear in textbooks. It is our duty to uncover these hidden truths and learn from the mistakes of the past. Which CIA operation shocked you the most? Comment below. If you want more untold global stories, subscribe and hit the bell.